Hey everyone, it's Kyle, and I wanted to make a video about the top 12 life hacks I've learned throughout the years, what they are, and how they've helped me. Some of them are so ingrained into my daily routine that I've even forgot that I've learned them along the way and had to consciously implement them into my life. So as a quick explanation to some of those who may not know my story, I moved from a small town in Pennsylvania to the New York City area to pursue my dream of acting. Along with pursuing my dream of acting, which I have become a professional at, I've also excelled in other areas as well, such as real estate sales and investing, opening a real estate company, opening multiple offices, opening multiple businesses, and also maintaining personal and family life, as well as having a focus on health and fitness also. And the reason I say all of this is because it does seem like a lot. It's been a healthy balance that I've had to juggle. And while I know success is very relative, I do consider myself successful in the grand scheme of things. And I wanted to be able to share with you the top 12 life hacks I've learned to be able to achieve my goals that I've set my mind to. So one thing that I've definitely set my mind to, and that is to make sure that you smash the like button below and make it turn blue right now so that it helps with the YouTube algorithm before we go on. See how easy that was? You set your mind to something and you do it. So hit that below, make it turn blue, and then we'll go on. All right, so now the first life hack that I have learned, and it's been a huge game changer in my daily routine and how I approach things, is to make a schedule and get rid of to-do lists. So what this means is that I used to, as I got busier and as I got older and as things started piling on my plate more and more, instead of creating a to-do list, which ended up just being a mile long and it got overwhelming and created a sense of anxiety for me, instead of doing that, taking those things that were on my to-do list and implementing them into my schedule, and then sticking to my schedule so hardcore that if it's not on my schedule, it literally does not exist. So point blank, that's it. If you have something to do, write it in your schedule, block it out in a block of time, keep a calendar on your iPhone or wherever you have one, and just put it in there. Like I have a schedule right now to do this for an hour and to film my YouTube video. That's how easy it is, but you gotta schedule it in. So number 2, have a morning routine. Tony Robbins calls it a priming. It's a routine that you do. We'll get into a couple other ideas later on in more detail that you can implement into your morning routine, but overall, you need a morning routine. So I just make that as my number 2 life hack, that if you have one, it can't go wrong. You can always improve your morning routine, but you need a morning routine. Number 3, meditation. Now, meditation is something that I really didn't adopt until, I wish I would have adopted it earlier, but, hey, everything comes when it's supposed to come in your life. So meditation, I haven't been, the thing with all of this stuff is don't get too in your head about everything. Meditation, if you can go to guided meditation, there's apps right now that you can go to, guided meditation apps. Headspace is one. There's multiple meditation books, multiple things you can read up on. You can do it your own. You don't have to search for a guru or anything like that. Meditation in itself is essentially taking time and just clearing your mind and not worrying about if you're having thoughts. It's not about not having any thoughts, because then you're going to get thoughts and then you're going to be upset that you had a thought and it's just going to start a bad cycle. It's about clearing your mind and having a thought and letting it go and just being able to stay in that state of presence for a while. I've even heard many very accomplished, very successful people talking on the topic of meditation. One was Arnold Schwarzenegger. He actually did transcendental meditation. That's something that I really didn't even look into in far. I'm sure I've touched on that in certain areas, and I'm sure that I've listened to people that have taught some of that technique, but essentially he started out with meditation and then it started evolving into his daily routine and daily life, whereas he would focus on whatever he was doing. So it started being like you were almost living in this meditation, which is what you want it to be. You want it to filter off into your daily life. Meaning, so say for 45 minutes when I'm focusing on this YouTube video, that's the only thing I'm focusing on. It's not about And meditation helps with this. It helps with focus in your daily life. And that's why I'm such a big proponent on meditation. So number 4, prayer. Now, I'm not going to push any religion on you or any kind of, I'm very spiritual myself. I went to Catholic school for the first 8 years of schooling in my life until I was about 15 or 16 years old, 14 or 15 years old. Now, there's different aspects of it. There's different religions. There's all that kind of stuff. I'm not pushing any of that on it. I'm just talking about the mere aspect of talking to a higher being and believing in a higher being. I really hope that you do believe that, and it's, I don't want to get into anything else, but it's really more about knowing that there's a higher power out there and being able to kind of align yourself with that. So number 5, law of attraction. Now, the law of attraction I was introduced to by The Secret. And there was a movie, there's also a book on The Secret. I think the movie's better, though. It's about an hour long. I suggest you watch it if you can. And what this really entails and really deals with is the law of attraction. And it sounds esoteric, it sounds a little hokey, but it's really, when it boils down to it, it makes total sense. And I believe there's science to it. It's the aspect of going about your daily life, and if you want something to happen, you live like that thing is already happening and you already have it. On the other aspect of it is if you are worried about something and you don't want something to happen, worrying about it and giving it that attention will ultimately make that thing that you don't want to happen by the things that subconsciously you will do in your real life by focusing and giving that thing that you don't want to happen so much attention. So it's really about attracting. The law of attraction is really about focusing on what you want and holding that feeling inside you and going about your daily life almost like you already have it, which will subconsciously make your decisions you make, your interactions with people that you interact with, and your choices and your opportunities, suddenly you will be able to see them clearer. So number 6 is visualization. Now this kind of goes along with the law of attraction, but it's more so being able to visualize what you want, and not only visualize it intellectually, but visualize it so much that you can actually feel the feelings of having that, and being able to, if it's true and you can believe it and you can see it here, and the mind of man can conceive it, there's no reason it cannot happen out here. So number 7, exercise. Exercise is really just as simple as that. It's getting the blood flowing. No matter what you do, anything is really good. And ideally, you want to do this in the morning. The reason I feel like I used to be a night person with exercise, and the reason I feel like in the morning for twofold that it helps out. 1, it automatically gives you something that you've accomplished for the day. You're already winning. You've already been productive. You've already accomplished something. So it's setting you up for that mindset and that production throughout the day. Number 2 is that your metabolism is shown to burn more calories throughout the day if you exercise in the morning, and you're exerting that effort in the morning, that throughout the day you will be able to burn more calories and be more alert and awake. So number 8 is reverse engineer. So what reverse engineer means is that you see the goal that you want to eventually get to, and then you work backwards from that, and you see the incremental steps that you need to take and the smaller goals that are within that larger goal to get to. Most people, they will overestimate what they can do in 1 year, but they will greatly underestimate what they can do in 10 years. So if you have a long-term plan and you work backwards from that, there's endless possibilities of where you can get to. So number 9 is gratitude. Now, I personally believe that you should do this in the morning. It's part of my morning routine, and most of these things are actually part of my morning routine. I feel like there's just a bunch of things that I do in the morning, which is exercise, meditation, prayer, and all of this stuff. Gratitude is one of them. 3 to 10 things that you're grateful for every day. And trust me, you can find these things. You can find things to be grateful for, even if you're having the worst of days or something that you think bad just happened, you just lost a deal or something like that. If you focus on even your health, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. So if you focus on your health, your family, things like this, and you start focusing on what you're grateful for, it's really impossible to be in a bad mood when you're thinking about what you're grateful for. But it's also really easy to be in a bad mood when you're focusing on things that you may have felt like are going wrong or have just gone wrong. But if you focus on gratitude, and if you do this into your daily routine and life hacks, it will set you up for a good mood throughout the day, and it'll set you in the right mindset and right direction. So number 10 is journaling and morning pages. Now, journaling is something that I have done for quite a while. It's pretty much since I've moved to the New York City area. Even before that, I've journaled. But morning pages are more so of just writing a one-page excerpt. And it's really just, you ever wake up and your mind's all over the place and you're just jumping, your mind's jumping from one thought to another, and you have some anxiety and stuff like that? Well, getting it out on the page, just in a one-page thing. Julie Cameron from The Artist's Way, she was the one who introduced me when I read that book. It was about, artists finding their creativity, and this was one thing that she was very big on. It was morning pages, and I've been doing that ever since. I try not to miss any mornings, but it's just getting a one page out there, whatever on your mind, not worrying about if it's legible or not. But what you find is that it starts becoming a journal in a way, and it's probably something that is going to be great looking back on, and you just get your thoughts out there on the page, and you really do feel better afterwards. So number 11 is affirmations. Now, affirmations are something that I was just introduced to not too long ago, maybe a couple years ago. And it's just the process of being able to affirm yourself a few things, whatever you're having a problem with. Maybe you think that you're not where you're supposed to be. Like you should be in a different place than you are. Well, it's being able to put that thought on its head and that belief on its head by actually saying it, and saying it out loud, and maybe saying it in the mirror and saying, I'm exactly where I need to be. And saying that and believe it. I'm exactly where I need to be. And just, if you have that and you have a couple daily affirmations and you can say them and you can believe them, then it puts you in the right headspace. And so number 12 is to know your why. Now, your why is something that I personally didn't even consciously know I was focused on, and that was acting for me. I do believe that everyone has their why, and everyone should have a why. If your why is just to make money, it's really not going to make you happy. Say you don't have any money and you think you're going to be happy once you get $1 million, and you work for that million and you get it. Well, now what? 2 million? It's a never-ending process. So it's really about finding your why, finding why you're doing all of this in the first place, and then really being focused on that and knowing that every day you're getting up, working towards that goal, and that why will make you motivated to get out of bed, to work hard, to focus, to really achieve your goals, and to achieve a lot of other aspects of your life as well that you want to set your mind to be able to do, because you know that you ultimately have this goal and that's what you're going for. Just as though that was my dream of acting, and that's what I'm going for, and it's a constant journey. And being able to create all this other stuff around that as well that I wanted to set my mind to do and have a full life and be able to do. And it was implementing all these things and knowing my why, which would get me out of bed and propel me to be able to do them. So guys, thank you for staying to the end of this video. I hope you like these 12 best life hacks that I've discovered. And if you feel like anyone would benefit in sharing this, please feel free to share this video with them. I'd love to hear your comments below. Please leave me one, I'll write back, I promise. And also, if you have not done it yet, hit the like button so that it turns blue and it helps me with the YouTube algorithm. I would appreciate it greatly. Also, subscribe if you have not done so already, and hit the notification bell so you will get notifications every time I post a new video. And follow me on Instagram. I post there pretty much daily, so you will get other aspects of my life as well. Guys, thank you so much. Start putting these into your daily routine. I promise you will get better results and you will be happier, and Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Take care.